everyone, welcome back to Believers IAS Academy Bengaluru. This is hot topic of the day session. In this session, we will be discussing important topics from the UPSC prelims, mains as well as interview perspective. And in today's session, we will be discussing space-based surveillance program. We will see what is it, why is it important, and what are the significance of this one. So, it was recently fast-tracked by the government for strategic surveillance. So, this is not a new thing. It was approved way back in October 2023 at the cost of 26,968 crore rupees. Okay. Aim is to put, if this is the Earth and if this is India and its neighboring countries, aim is to put certain satellites in the space so that there is continuous surveillance over India and its neighborhood. Okay. Aim is to build space surveillance which provides strategic advantage. Okay. So, launch timeline is first satellite will be launched from April 26 and full constellation by the end of 2029. Okay. So, there will be constellation of different satellites which is similar to famous Starlink project of Elon Musk, obviously. Okay, Elon Musk. So, this will be on the similar lines where it will be done by the Indian government with the help of ISRO and other players. Who are the other players? So, key highlights is total satellites will be whopping 52 satellites will be placed in the space. In that 52 satellites, 21 will be by the ISRO and rest of the 31 will be with the help of private sector. That is why this project or program becomes very important. This is not only a complete government initiative, though the outlay has been done by the government, there is also involvement of the private sector. Coverage is, it is not only going to cover India, but also China, Pakistan and Indian Ocean region. Very important. Just because there are 52 satellites in the constellation doesn't mean that it is going to cover entire Earth. Okay, it is going to cover the regions which are very specific and very strategic to India. That is the neighboring countries of China, India and Indian Ocean. Okay, these areas will be extensively covered. Okay, don't get confused this with INSS or NAVIC. Okay, NAVIC is another thing, that is regional GPS of India. Okay, geopositioning system of India, that is. Okay, so that is different thing, this is different one. Okay, don't confuse with that one. In this one INSS there will be only 7 satellites which will be placed, 3 in geosynchronous satellite and 4 in geostationary satellite, geostationary orbit. These will be communication satellites which covers the area of India and 1500 kilometers around India. Aim is for the surveillance, aim is for GPS, aim is for network, etc., etc. But here space surveillance will have 52 satellites which will be placed in various orbits. Okay. Then there will be shorter revisit times and high resolution. Okay, because there are 52 satellites compared to IRNSS 7 satellites. Then what is the strategic significance? It is very significant because it enhances surveillance of airfields, bases and troop movements. Very important considering the double pronged threat that India faces from Pakistan and China. Okay, this is very significant for us. It is going to support the army, the navy and the air force operations in India and in the neighboring states as well. It enables real-time geo-intelligence via AI integrated satellites. Geo-intelligence, significant word. When there was Kargil war in 1999 between India and Pakistan, where the Pakistani terrorists or the soldiers were hiding in certain regions, India requested USA, which had GPS or geopositioning system of USA, for them to provide the locations of these militants. But USA refused because USA is a strategic ally of Pakistan in those times. So, USA refused and then India realized the significance of strategic space-based surveillance. IRNSS, NAVIC or this one are all the results of vulnerabilities that India faced during this war. Okay. It operates in LEO, that is low Earth orbit. What is low Earth orbit? Low Earth orbit as well as geostationary orbits. Okay, low Earth orbits is, if this is the Earth, the orbits are divided into different. One is low Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, and then there is high Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit is around between 200 to 400 kilometers, and anywhere between 400 to 35,786 kilometers. 35,786 kilometers is the height of geostationary or high Earth orbit, and anything between is called as middle Earth orbit or medium Earth orbit. So these satellites will be placed in low Earth orbit here and high Earth orbit. High Earth orbit is geostationary as well as geosynchronous. Geostationary in the sense the satellite which is placed in a particular area seems to be stationary, which will be focusing on a particular point in Earth. That is why it seems as a stationary. Geosynchronous, they are synchronous to a time, so they keep on rotating. Okay, that is the different thing we will be discussing again. And it is counters China's anti-satellite capabilities. Okay, aim is to counter China's anti-satellite capabilities. What is anti-satellite capabilities? That is firing a missile from the ground to hit the satellites of a particular country. Does India have that capability? Yes, India also possesses that capability under the famous Mission Shakti. Under famous Mission Shakti, India, what did India do? India achieved anti-satellite missions or missiles. India was able to pinpoint the satellite in the low Earth orbit and fire at a particular satellite. Okay, that capabilities are also possessed by other three countries. That are the usual suspects. One is China and other two are USA and USSR. Sorry, Russia. So those three countries had already possessed this technology. Now India also possesses this. So this strategic surveillance is going to provide significant strategic advantage, that it is going to counter the anti-satellite capabilities. Okay, so that is why it is very important. Then technology transfer and industry boost. So here SSLV technology to be handed to private players. Very important point here. What is SSLV? SSLV is nothing but small scale satellite launch vehicles. Small satellite launch vehicles. Satellite launch vehicles are divided into different types. One is PSLV, another one is GSLV. Okay, what is PSLV? Polar satellite launch vehicles. This usually delivers navigation satellites into lower Earth orbit. And GSLV, geosynchronous satellite launch vehicles. Okay, so this is, as the name suggests, is used for sending the satellites into geosynchronous. Within this GSLV, there is Mach 3, which is considered as the Bahubali of Indian satellites, which is the largest satellite launcher in India. Okay, this is being our launch vehicle 3. Okay, this is also called as launch vehicle 3, which is being used in Gaganyaan mission. Okay, so connect your dots like this. Gaganyaan mission. So this SSLV technology, not the PSLV and GSLV technology, but only the SSLV technology will be transferred from the ISRO to the private players. Now that private players can use this technology to develop their own technology and help in the launch of other 56 satellites. Okay, then it enables rapid deployment during national emergencies. Very important again. It strengthens India's defense industrial base. Okay, more private players, if they are involving in space technology, then it will bring more FDI, more collaborations, more economy, more employment, etc. And finally, it is led by Defense Space Agency, DSA, which is under the Ministry of Defense. It coordinates with ISRO, DRDO and armed forces. It also oversees India's military space operations. Okay, this space surveillance defense mechanism is different from IRNSS in the fact that IRNSS or NAVIC is not only for the military aspects but also for the civilian, whereas this one is mainly focused on building the strategic surveillance in the space. Okay, so this is what is about today's topic. This ends our session for the day. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it and also share with your friends. And if you are new to the channel, please click the bell icon and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any notification. Thank you.